So in this video, we're going to go over some of the ways that we can alkylate a benzene. We've already seen that we can do it with Friedel-Crafts. So a Friedel-Crafts reaction, we're going to have some alkyl halide, a Lewis acid like aluminum trichloride, and we would make this. At least that's what we'd expect, but it turns out that is the minor product. And that's because this ends up forming an intermediate, CH2, CH2+, and that is a primary or a terminal carbocation, which is pretty unstable. And it rearranges. And when it rearranges, it ends up making a more stable carbocation, which adds like this. So we still alkylate it, it's just that we get this major product. And let's say that this linear one is the minor product that we're actually interested in. So how can we make this one more abundant in what we're trying to make? So the way we do it is in a two-step process. So we can go with a CH3, CH2, an acyl chloride basically. And so we've got 3 carbons in the acyl chloride, just like we want to add here. And then when we do that in the presence of a Lewis acid, I made a little mistake when I was writing this, but we get this, and the carbonyl is right there. And then we can go through and hydrogenate this over palladium and carbon catalyst, and we get, CH2, CH2, CH3 as the only product. And that's because there's no rearrangement in this. And that's a very important thing. Because there's no rearrangement, we get lesser diversity in our products, which is exactly what we're going for. Now, this is not the only thing we can do. If we have some other options like organometallics, the same thing that can happen. So we have this here. So we get this. And then again, if we do it with an organocuprate, we can do the same thing and get the same product, CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay, so we have at least 1, 2, 3 different ways for going about and adding the same thing. So a common question that you might get asked would be something like this. We want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want a 5 carbon linear chain being added from benzene. We want to do it in 2 different ways. So one method could be acylation and reduction. So we go through this, we do it in the presence of aluminum chloride. And we end up getting this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is what goes on there. And then we're going to reduce that in the presence of hydrogen and palladium catalyst. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the product that we end up making, so that's 1, check. And the other is we can do an organocuprate. So that means that we would brominate this. So this would be plus Br2 in the presence of iron bromide. Okay, so we got this going on. And then to that, we would end up adding CH3, CH2, I think that's 4, 5 carbons, and then we'd want 2 of these whole things on this organocuprate. And then when we end up doing this addition, that's our organometallic reaction, so I don't go into a lot of detail on what that's like. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So, check mark. 2 different ways to go about making the same thing starting with benzene. So it's a good idea to go back and review all that organic chemistry that you may have covered much earlier in the year.